take you to the Eastern Cape now and to this ENCA exclusive, 15 million rand and nothing to show for it. This is the story of the Lesseyton sports facility in the Eastern Cape's Enoch Mgijima municipality. A preliminary investigation report by Tamale Civils has found that not even the basic steps were taken to get this facility up. A tender marred with gross irregularities, a questionable appointment of the bid committee, and to top it all off, this tender was not advertised. The results? Empty grounds. Our senior reporter Aviwe Mdila is at the stadium and he joins us now live for an update. Aviwe, I remember this exclusive that you did before. How far are we with the investigations into this, or rather, let me say, accountability when it comes to what happened with that shoddy work done there?
Well, Maseko, the awarding of the tender must be called into question by the High Court. Those are some of the findings by Wesley Pretorius and Associates as it looked into the procurement process as well as the awarding of that infamous 15 million rand tender to Tamale Civils to build and construct the Lesseyton sports facility. It pointed out how the process was marred by a number of irregularities, which included, as you mentioned, that appointment of the bid evaluation committee that raised a number of eyebrows, saying that it wasn't appointed in accordance to the legislation. Also, the advertising wasn't done accordingly to the legislation, we understand. So just some of those numerous irregularities that have been pointed out in that 41-page report that has come out. I just want to touch now on some of these with the municipal manager of Enoch Mgijima local municipality, that is Unokuthula Zondani. Mama, thank you for joining us at ENCA, but I want to talk to one of the issues that really raised eyebrows. That talks to how Tamale Civils received this tender, even though it scored the 4th highest points. So it overtook the top 3 highest points and is the one that received this tender. How did that happen?
Thank you very much, ENCA crew. At this point in time, I won't be able to respond to that because I was not part of the municipality by then. However, as you are making inference to the report, which has not yet been discussed by the council, I choose to reserve my comments on that one.
How is this report not discussed by council, given that it came out on the 25th of January, Mama? Really, that begs the question, what's happening in this council?
Unfortunately, it was not delivered to the speaker by the MEC. MEC promised to join the council meeting, and at the last minute, he indicated that he has been advised by the legal team not to come and present the report. Then, in the special council meeting, it was called by the speaker, wherein the report was given for noting and be given for the councillors to go through it, and then another special council meeting will be called to be able to interrogate and discuss the report at length.
Have you seen this report as the municipal manager?
Yes, I've seen it.
Let's just talk then on some of these points, because we hear that it states that previously completed projects of that nature were valued at around 4 million rand. How did this specific project then be bloated to 15 million rand?
As I've indicated to you, sir, that I will not be able to comment on the report. That is still to be discussed at council level. So wait for the report. Once it's discussed at council level, I think we'll be at liberty, if you are giving us that permission, to call you and be able to share with you what were the outcomes of that council meeting that will be discussing the report.
When last did council meet, ma'am?
We had a council meeting last. What is today's date? Was it Friday or Thursday last week?
Last Thursday. This report came out in January, on the 25th of January. You're telling me this entire time council hasn't discussed this report that says that this specific tender must be taken to the High Court?
I think I've just indicated to you that the process is of the 28th. Was it 28th? I'm not sure where are you taking that 28th from, which I'm not dealing with that. And I think we must also be mindful of the fact that this matter is still under investigation by the Hawks as well as the SIU. So the determination will be taken from there and of the council meeting that will be held.
Okay, let's step away from the report, put it aside for a second, and talk the reality of what's happening in the ground, Lesseyton Sports Facility. There are no games that are being played here. There's grass all over. There are no athletic tracks. There's nothing, basically. What do you say then as a municipal manager, seeing the state of that stadium, of the people of unusable that were supposed to benefit from it, and seeing that no sport is taking place after 15 million rand has been spent?
Unfortunately, sir, I'm not aware of that there are no sporting activities that are taking place in that place because I'm not staying in middle of gas. So I wouldn't know whether the people are not using the facility or not.
The last game I'm told that was played there was on that ribbon cutting that happened just before October when we came there ourselves. Aren't you the municipal manager that's supposed to be overlooking Komani? Aren't you supposed to be following up on these things?
Following on what? On people playing?
On what happens on the stadiums that you built for 15 million rand?
Let me choose not to respond to that question. Because I think it's unfair to me that you are expecting that I must go around looking after the stadiums, whether people are playing or not. I don't think that is my actual responsibility to do that, because you do have ward councillors that sit in those particular wards. We should be doing that oversight response as mandated by them, by the legislation.
The ward councillors are saying that we must come to you. We spoke to them today. They say we must seek answers from you because they just flabbergasted themselves as to 15 million rand and they're seeing that state. So we hear even on behalf of those ward councillors that say we must seek those questions.
That is very much interesting because we had a meeting with the councillors. It's very much peculiar that they tell you to come in and talk to me about the activities that are happening in their wards. I don't think that's fair.
Okay, I will leave it at that. Thank you very much. That's the municipal manager of Komani Municipality. Not much answers as to what's going to happen to this report, or we're going to get any accountability, as 15 million rand later, there is basically nothing happening at the Lesseyton Sports Facility.
She's absolutely telling you nothing and no information really to go by. Aviu, she's coming out very evasive, but let's leave it there for now. Aviu Mdila, senior reporter, I'm sure he'll try and get us more answers from the senior politicians and council there.